hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened. Whoa, messing with stuff. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should or should not be drinking this weekend. It's been a long time since we've been back in here.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lie.
So long.
It's been a couple days.
72 hours.
Is that what it's been? On the nose, I guess, huh?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah,
And
3
about
days.
72 hours. Well, I sure hope we got a lot to talk about in the last 72 hours. Fortunately, it was the most insane 72
That's
hours
right.
of my life.
I hope you guys love 12-year-old baseball.
Because that's what you've
That's
done?
what I've done. 3 straight days.
I've actually done a lot more than that. So that's
Oh, good.
good.
Glad you live an interesting life.
Oh, no.
Don't get it twisted.
No. I just haven't done baseball.
Yeah, okay.
No, I've been in the yard. You know what my big weekend consisted of? I had big plans. My wife bought this like antique coffee table years ago for our kitchen table. Not coffee table. It's like a little, but it's not a big table, but it's in our kitchen.
For your eating kitchen. It's not a full-size dining room table. It's a round four-topper, basically.
Correct. Well, you
Yeah.
haven't seen it lately.
I have not.
'Cause it's not brown anymore. I guess she
No,
bought this-
round.
Yes.
Was it brown? I would have thought it was white. Why do I think it was white? It was brown?
I don't know.
Glass top?
No, very dark.
Okay.
But it is like it's gotten beaten up over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And so my wife's like, "Nah, we gotta strip it down. We
Multiple dogs, cats,
gotta everything.
kids.
Destroyed
Yeah.
it. You know,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
they die.
Well, and it was an antique, so it was already beat up to start, probably.
And it was made to look older. Like you could tell they'd actually refinished it and then scuffed it
Oh, yeah.
to look older. And all those places that they scuff it, that's weak spots.
Yeah.
So it got a lot worse. So she was like, I've been asking you to do this forever. And I looked at this weekend. I was like, man, it's going to be gorgeous out. I was like, okay, you know what? I will do it for you, honey. I'm gonna get out there and I'm going to do it.
Did you, have to chemically strip it and all that?
I didn't. I got
Oh, wow.
lucky. So, I went at it hard because it had been beaten up so much
Yeah.
that I just sanded the
it
shit
down?
out of it, which is a lot of work in and of itself to
Yeah.
sand down a whole table that's been stained like that.
All those crevices and...
Absolutely. So I got after it, got up in the morning Saturday, worked on it all day, got it down, and 3-stage sanding all the way down to a super fine, perfect finish. I was like, this thing is gorgeous. Now I'm going to stain it. And I used the same stain that I used for the bar, so I thought I'd be pretty good at it. It's got an acrylic built into it, so it also gives it some protection.
Yeah. Seals it, kind of.
Dude, I did this and the grain goes all different directions on this table. So I kept trying to go with the grain is what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do. And then I'm like, oh no, it's creating horrible lines and different problems. And I kept trying to fix it and was adding more to fix it and do it again and harder. I ruined the table.
Really?
Flat out ruined it. And I there were pock marks in it.
Uh-huh.
It had chicken pox or something. It had
What?
I don't know, just the way the stain would
So the stain
absorb.
showed the flaws that the bare wood didn't show.
They had it painted instead of stained. They,
So it filled in stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
and mine did not, and it was problematic. And then areas where I'd gone with the grain this way and then gone with the grain this way, it created big lines and then pools where the stuff came together.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, I've completely ruined this table.
Well, can't you just paint the top of it a different color or something? Make it two different colors or something?
Yeah, well, so I used it as an opportunity. Got up this morning now after I'd put in a solid 8 hours of work on this table, and I looked at it and I was like, girls, this is a lesson. Don't get upset just because you put a lot of time into a mistake.
Yeah.
Cut your losses, start over.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them more often than not lately where this kind of thing happens and they'll cry. They're like, but I've worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's still wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because you put in 2 days worth of work and it's all wrong doesn't make it right. Sometimes you have to start over and it breaks your heart. And so I was like, girls, I'm gonna show you that I do what I preach.
Yeah.
I am starting over. And I spent all day today sanding it back down. And I didn't know this, but because it has the acrylic in it, when you sand it, it turns into a goop and then
binds.
spreads across it even more. So today I got to chemically strip and sand all day long to fix my mistake. And now I have a table that's just bare. I'm exactly where I was
2 days ago.
Yeah, it's horrible. And then I had to reinstall it as the sun was going down. I brought it in out of the yard, put it back in,
so it doesn't get all wet.
and we were just eating dinner, and like I could see every time like a piece of food hits it when it's that completely unstained wood, it's just staining,
soaking it. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. I'm like, I could see where the green bean was.
Yeah.
Someone dropped a rib right there. That's definitely the outline of a rib.
There's barbecue sauce in that wood.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. So I'm gonna have to sand it again.
Good God. Is there anything left?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Is it like
some.
2 inches shorter?
I've gotten down to some parts too where I've exposed like how they got this antique thing back on the road. There's wood filler in spots,
glue.
like all kinds of crap that's now exposed, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
It's called character.
It's called disappointed wife. So I got to get back to it.
So what's your fix gonna be? Paint again?
No, I'm gonna just go with a very dark
Dark
stain. So I'm gonna sand it down one more time, but one without the acrylic in it.
Yeah.
So Minwax Poly Shades failed me this
Yeah.
week. It like dries up by the time you end up with the stroke. The stuff you started with is like drying, and you can't move it. It's like gum.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, I've screwed this up.
Yeah, just go with that watery stuff that just absorbs
Precisely.
right in. Yeah, and then if you want to shellac it, you can polyurethane it.
The problem is with that watery stuff, it soaks into the wood hardcore. So like you can't go back.
No.
This other stuff I could go back, which I have. Took about 6 hours. I have a sunburn in early March.
Nice.
Yeah, because I took my shirt off.
How was it working today? Because we were on the ball field from noon to 2, and it was like a windstorm, dude. Like, it was awful.
It was bad because I kept I'd peel off a piece of sandpaper, throw it down on the table, then it would blow across the yard. So like every hour on the hour, I'd have to stop and do the cleanup, go all over the yard, blowing like turpentine and shit over.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it. It was not ideal.
Yeah, the weather was nice today other than wind, and after 2 hours on the field, I wasn't sweaty or anything, but I felt disgusting because it was literally like being in the desert in a sandstorm, like in your mouth and your
especially
ears.
on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The field was really dry, and all that fine sand just picked up like a tornado and just blew across everything. It was so
that
gross.
I did not have to deal with. I was at least in a yard.
Had some trees
Marley
protecting
playing.
you.
Yeah, it was nice. I tell you, that Bob Marley, that's 2 weekends in a row where I've just had Bob Marley playing while I do work.
Oh, nice.
Frustrating work.
Helps you chill a little.
It really helps you kind of just mellow. Like
Yeah.
when things go wrong, you're like, all right, don't worry. Everything will be all right.
The opposite of Rage Against the Machine.
Well, have you ever noticed if you're listening to like metal or something, or like, you'll just get pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
So it really helped me to kind of just stay calm.
Yeah, if you're driving down the road listening to something hard and somebody cuts you off,
They're dead.
yeah,
You're dead.
You're going to run them off the road. But if
Yeah.
you're listening to something chill, some classical music or something, you're just going to, all right, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, you'll get yours.
Yeah,
The Lord is good.
that's right.
Dude, I know what I got right now. I had 2 months no Invisalign. I was very excited. I finished
No Invisalign?
I finished my Invisalign.
Oh, I didn't know you were done.
Well, because I kind of was, kind of wasn't.
Uh-huh.
They like took me in and they were like, "Well, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, that one tooth's still kind of jacked." And they're like, "Yeah, we noticed that too. You know what? We'll get you some new ones. We'll finish it up.
Yeah.
A finishing set." I'm thinking, okay, that's like what, two trays maybe?
Yeah.
Like just kind of fix the one tooth.
Yeah.
And then they shaved off. They put these stupid like nodules on my teeth.
Oh, I didn't know that was part of it.
They don't mention this in the ads. They just show people take this little thing, slap it in their mouth, and then smile real
To
pretty.
like help hold the Invisalign in place.
They
That
literally
makes
put
sense.
like little dots, like
Yeah.
little like spots on there.
Something for the Invisalign to snap into.
Yeah, and then the Invisalign will actually have a little indentation.
Yeah.
like where so it really holds on to it.
Is it behind your teeth or?
No, it's right on them.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I can't see them, but
good.
yeah.
So I had like 7 or 8 of those, and I was like, well, as long as we don't need to get those. They were like, yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. Took them 2 months before they like gave me new Invisalign. Like they just forgot to call me. Don't. Like I called them. I'm like, you got those things yet? They're like, oh yeah, you should come in next week.
We just boxed them up.
Like you lying.
Yeah, you
because
lying.
the one gal goes, oh yeah, I mean it usually takes about 3 weeks before they get here, so I don't see them around. And I was like, okay, well I was there in December, so you probably have them then.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, and called me back. I found them. Yeah, they've been sitting there for
behind the
couple
shelf
months.
somewhere.
Jack-offs. But so they had taken all that crap off my teeth, felt so good. I went in there. They're like, yeah, you're gonna need 14 more weeks of it. And
oh no.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we got to put 4 of those dots on your teeth again, and one of them is set up in a way where when I bite down, it keeps like hooking my lip and pulling it up, so I bite my lip. So it's actually better with them in than out
because it
this
smooths
thing,
out.
Yeah, this thing hurts like a bitch, and
but you can't eat with them in.
No, so you have to take them out, and then I'm constantly chomping my lip and shit. And I just realized because I was eating ribs and I still had stuff in my teeth right before we came out here. And I just bit my lip while I was talking. I was like, oh, yeah, there's a topic. My painful ass face.
Yeah.
It's like rubbing me raw in there.
Oh.
It's no good for my Zen habit.
Biting your lip is like one of those pains that is just awful. Biting your cheek or your lip, like.
And it's steady.
It's just so out of the blue, you know? It's like, I've been chewing my entire life. Why did this one chew make me chomp down on my tongue or my lip?
Yeah, and until I get used to this, it just keeps hooking my lip and putting it in position to get bit. So I need to figure out how to work around this.
Guess eat on the other side of your mouth all the time?
There's one on either side.
So both sides does it?
Yeah. It's
wow.
It's killing me.
Oh.
And I noticed as soon as I put them back in, I had a lisp again.
Oh, no.
Which was hard because I remember when I first got him, I had a lisp for a couple weeks, and then I got rid of it, and then I put him back in, and it was like, I'm like, oh, I'm suffering succotash. Like, this is not good.
Sometimes, I'm just like, maybe braces are better, like, because you just set it and forget it, like, it's not take in and out 5 times a day and, wash and clean and,
But you look like you have braces.
But braces, like when we were kids, braces were a thing. I see adults with braces, like, and I'm never like, "Hey, you nerd!" Like you're just like, "Oh, that person has braces." Like, move along. Like,
I don't want braces. I'm way too vain. No, I'd rather deal with all
But
the
even
headache.
if it took half the time or whatever.
Well, that'd be different if it took half the time.
Yeah.
But in my case, it wasn't going to take half the time. Well, who knows? Because I was lied to.
Yeah,
they've been playing me this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're almost good. We're going to 14 more weeks. Like, and then I felt bad. I hit up my brother-in-law, and I was like, man, because I know he's doing Invisalign right now. And I was like, man, this is nonsense, man. I just got burnt 14 more weeks. And he hit me up, and he was like, yeah, they just gave me 32 more trays. That's 64 weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, my bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mean to come to you with my petty problem.
Yeah,
like, do you need anything? Can I get you a pizza? Like, I feel bad.
You are literally, of all the people I know, you by far, you're the only single person that has mentioned that to me about these little nodules that they have to put on to. No one's ever mentioned it.
They don't want to talk about it, but
Exactly,
everybody has them. Everybody has them. They don't talk about it. Because everybody I know who's had them, I've been like, did anyone tell you about this? And they're like, nah, but I got them.
Hey, don't tell the non-Invisaligns.
First rule of Invisalign. We don't talk about Invisalign.
Yeah, it's one of those things I guess you get into and you don't admit you might have been lied or wronged or chosen poorly. You're like, I love Invisalign. They're the greatest.
Best decision I ever made. No, not.
Yeah, it's only a few weeks. What's a few weeks? Like 270. Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Unless you run the numbers.
It reminds me of, like we've talked about in the past, the people that buy, like, the cars at the shady dealers. Like, it's only $99 a week.
Oh, okay.
I can afford $100 a week. That's $400.
Oh, yeah, the week.
Oh, yeah.
Weekly is the killer.
Yeah.
Dude, it is so important to get those numbers right. You don't think about it. You had sent in an example of getting the numbers right that we should probably talk. This is a horrible story, but I found it interesting, and when I dove into it, I was like, it's the damn numbers. The numbers got them.
A lot of people aren't numbers people.
So
you know?
This was on the BBC this week. There was this guy. He's a personal trainer. What are you looking at over there,
Nothing.
Troy?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Just checking on things. We're good.
Everything's working,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I noticed right before we started today, your headphones weren't working, and
Yeah,
then we
the
had to put in
board
a new
is-
board.
The board is letting us go.
It may be time to officially just buy a new board.
Yes.
Because you didn't have headphones today. Now we're down. Like, it's a good thing we're doing a 2-person show tonight because
Yeah.
we're basically down to a 2-person board.
Yeah, we didn't even point out that there was only 2 people. I guess you figured it out 15 minutes in.
They pieced it together pretty quickly. They were like, huh, no Stu, that's awesome.
It's an old school.
No anybody. Shit,
Yeah,
this
damn
sucks.
Just these 2 yahoos.
Know what I like about this? This is when they'll realize how great Stu is to have.
Yes.
Because we'll sit here and fumble through this hour and a half.
Well, having a third body is nice to keep the conversation going, and especially when you got to take a leak and or grab more beer.
Yeah,
'Cause we have a problem. The whole pallet house is falling apart.
everything's falling apart.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I already told you the fireplace went out.
Fireplace, the kegerator / fridge doesn't work, so now we got to put beer in coolers like we're cavemen. And, of course, the cooler's, 8 feet behind us, so we got to walk over there and walk away from the mics just to grab a beer. I can't reach down under the bar and grab it out of the fridge.
So I can tell you what's going to happen is one week I'm going to ask us to do a double one night, and that's because I'm going to buy 2 weeks, and I'm tearing this bitch down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking everything out, and then I want to, like, reassess the whole place.
We've done that in the past where we've taken everything out for like a good cleaning and everything. Our secondary Red Bull energy drink cooler hasn't worked in years now.
Now, that fridge is dead. That fridge is dead. All the fridges are dead. The heat's fucking up.
Yeah.
The AC, it makes a really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
sound now.
Yeah, that thing's pretty old. Probably need to replace that.
TVs work.
We should just get a full size fridge for in here and just shove it in this corner.
There's things are coming. You and I need to talk off
Yeah.
air. I got some interesting ideas I want to run by you, and I don't want to run them by the listening audience
Okay.
because what I don't want is too many opinions.
True.
'Cause
Yeah.
every time they're like, you know what you should do?
Yeah, what you should do.
Like, yeah, thanks. You give me $1 million, we will do exactly that.
If you do want input, like, hey, I have a fridge I'll give you, that's good input, but we don't need your design ideas.
I do not. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. If somebody's got discretionary cash for
Yeah.
something I could use, I'm willing to entertain it. Otherwise, I'll tell you when it's done.
Yep.
How was I? Oh, so this guy, you had sent in, and I don't know. You didn't read this, did you?
I saw the headline. I get on Facebook News, and if I see a good headline, I just send it in.
So there was a guy. He's a personal trainer in Wales, and personal trainers love their supplements.
Yes.
say the least. So
Yeah,
this
the
guy,
big old tub of whey protein with the big old scoop in it.
yes, I'm a big creatine guy.
Yeah,
It's been a long
creatine,
time
yep.
since I've had creatine, but that is a wonder drug.
Yeah.
I highly recommend creatine. To
When I was in the
everybody.
gym all the time and I was taking creatine, like if I wasn't feeling good, like if I felt under the weather, I would just mix a drink of creatine just to get all that extra
you
bonus,
feel pretty good.
Yeah, vitamins and nutrients in me.
My wife has been having a hard time sleeping lately, and I found this supplement under in the bathroom, and it's like a nighttime fat burner. And I'm like, how fat burners work, right? I was like, it's speed.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, but it's a nighttime fat burner.
Oh, it says nighttime on it.
So I looked at it, and it has something that's like it's a caffeine retardant. So like it's got the speed, but then it's got something else that's supposed to neutralize it. It's like, who makes this? Like,
Yeah.
is this Belushi? Did Chris Farley? Is
I
Chris
know.
Farley Pharmaceuticals?
It sounds like a pharmaceutical, like take this supplement to do A, and then also in it is counteract B. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like now, how about just don't take either of them,
Yeah.
and you'll be right where you were.
Exactly, yeah.
But so apparently it's got the speed in it.
Yeah.
Like it's got like caffeine and stuff to speed up the metabolism, but then it's got a caffeine inhibitor. So it's not
to
supposed
knock
to keep
it down.
And I'm like, well, this explains why you like wake up and then go back down and wake up and go back down. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe we should stop the whole. She's like, I don't know, man. It kind of works. I'm like, you've been complaining about sleeping. We bought a damn Sleep Number bed because she's like, I can't sleep in this bed anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Now I find out that
Now
she's got this
it's all the
fat burner.
speed she's on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I
So
think I found
we
it.
spent thousands of dollars on a mattress when we could have just stopped taking this.
We could have
pill.
stopped spending $10 a week
Yeah.
instead of spending thousands of dollars.
How is that going?
It's not here yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It'll be here
God,
in
I
April,
forgot.
late April.
And that's at best.
That's the original time. They have not pushed it back, but why should they? It's still
Yeah.
over a month out.
Oh, my gosh.
It breaks my heart, though, because we're already making payments on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess we don't have to yet, but, like, I'm trying to get the bill gone.
Yeah, get it gone.
Yeah, I want it out of here, but I'm not receiving it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a car next year, but I'll start paying you $400 a month now.
That hurts. Just to hear those words hurt.
It sucks. It sucks. And nobody's sleeping well.
Yeah.
So, neither
I'm
here
not
nor
a big fan of taking a lot of over-the-counter medicine, good or bad. Like people that kind of, you know, have aches and pains and take, you know, Tylenol or Advil or, you know, I just don't like doing it.
I haven't taken any kind of like pill in forever, and it's in my mind it's because if I take an Advil, it better damn work.
Yeah.
Like I want zero tolerance. I want my body to go, what is this?
Yeah.
And like use it to its best of its ability.
When, you know, if you start taking them, you're just going to need to take more of them.
That's the thing. You build
Yeah.
up a tolerance. So just like I just avoid it altogether.
Yeah.
The only thing I've been taking a lot of, and you kind of turned me on to these, is those like liquid IVs and such.
Oh, yeah. I do take those.
I just got another 24 pack of them today. Like
They're awesome.
those are great. Like after a podcast,
Yep.
go inside, mix up a liquid IV, go to bed,
Yep.
feel pretty good as long
Yeah.
as you get enough sleep.
Yeah.
The hangover part is effectively neutralized.
Yeah. You can do one in the morning, too.
Oh,
Do one at night and one in the morning.
Is that your move?
Yeah. That's the pro move.
I'm an amateur status. I just chug one before I go to bed. Because
Well-
I would chug like 3 glasses of water, but then
Yeah.
I'd be peeing. So I just make
Yeah.
my 1 glass of water more effective.
Yep.
Brilliant. So you don't have to weigh those out, though. The
Yes.
whole point.
Yes. It's
one
individually pack
There
it.
you go. So this trainer over in Wales, he got liquid or powdered caffeine,
Okay.
which I guess is a thing. You can just
I feel like I've never seen that or heard of that, but
hadn't either, but
might not be legal here.
Well, apparently, you just dump it in a cup,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and then you get your energy.
It's like drinking
or-
a cup of coffee.
yeah, your fat burner gets going. You know. So this dude had one of those like kitchen scales that he uses for his protein and all that
a
stuff.
little digital scale.
And he doesn't realize that this thing says you need to take like 20 milligrams.
Oh no.
And his measures in grams.
Oh no.
And so he went ahead and just got himself 20 grams of this shit
Wow.
and drank it and died.
He
He
died?
died. It killed him.
Like his heart blew up or something? Like
He just OD'd on caffeine, which has got to be
Wow.
a dirty OD.
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, like that's got
It's
to
gotta be painful, right?
I would assume if your body's speeding up to the
Yeah.
point that it just dies,
Yeah.
it's probably a bad.
Oh yeah.
Like I can understand slowing down.
Slowing down to
till
where
you
you
die?
like yeah.
You're like, oh no.
Yeah. I'm
But like, if you're like,
sleepy.
oh no, oh no, oh god, like that just feels like itching and burning.
Yeah.
Like I just
that sounds oh yeah.
But yeah, that's what the dude did. He drank the equivalent of 200 cups of coffee at 1 glass.
Wow.
I'm sure when it started, he was like, "Damn, that's working."
I bet he wasn't halfway through that glass and it was working.
Yeah, this is legit. This is the good stuff. Like he would have been better off doing meth. Like,
Yeah, I don't think meth kills instantly like that.
I mean, you'd have to take. Well, I guess if he's measuring it wrong,
Yeah, I guess
he still would have fucked
I
up.
just bit my tongue, ironically. I guess if you mismeasure your meth, yeah, you could do that. You could do that wrong too.
I didn't even know caffeine would kill you. I mean, I guess sure it can.
I never thought. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it could kill you. I never thought of it as coming in a, 5-gallon bucket like that whey protein does.
I guess that's how he got it, though.
Yeah.
He's a supplement guy, He figured, why not? But that's a dirty death.
You would think though, just measuring that out, your brain would be like, that doesn't look right.
But if it's your first time, you don't know.
Yeah, but if you're taking a 10-ounce cup of water and you're like putting 18 scoops of something
half
in
the
it,
cup is full, you're like, golly.
That, hold on. I mean, because he did what? 10 times what he should have?
In his defense, the company admits they didn't have a scooper in there.
Yeah, that's the problem,
And
right?
and this only happened like a month ago, and the company's already like, we now include a scooper.
You know what happened, too? They're sitting around a corporate table, dozen people.
Scooper costs 3 cents.
Yeah. Do you understand? If we take the scooper out of every one of these we sell, we make $1.4 million extra this quarter. And somebody's
Do
like,
it, Todd.
do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Scooper's back
Maybe
in.
we need the scooper.
Yeah. Scooper's back in.
Yeah.
So now they've got a little tiny scooper because apparently you don't need a lot because this dude put in a cup.
Oh, my God.
It's like, all right, that's how many grams.
It's awful for him, but it's also awful for your family because your whole family has to tell that story for all of time.
Yeah, what got him?
Yeah.
Decimals. 2 decimals.
Like he's got like a math teacher somewhere down the line who's like,
I told him.
use
When
it-
will I ever
Yeah.
use this,
Yeah, yeah.
Professor?
in every class, like my cousin Mike overdosed on caffeine, and here's how he did it.
Decimals,
Yeah.
people. Decimals
Pay
matter.
attention.
It does matter, though. It does matter. Measure that shit properly.
There's so many. I mean, humans mess up shit all the time, and there's so many different ways. The scale could have been off. He could have been off. Like, that's crazy.
But shredded corpse, dude. He looks so good in that coffin.
He was yoked.
That's what everybody said, dude. They were like, he was just so ripped. Like, his body was burning fat
Oh,
for
God,
7
tremendous
days. For 7 days, it just kept burning fat.
After death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when they embalmed him, he was 195 pounds. He was 175 when they buried him.
Yeah.
Shredded. Hadn't lost any
Oh,
muscle mass
No,
either.
no.
Body was just feeding.
Body just vibrating in the casket.
He's still hot to the
Yeah.
touch. I
He's
thought they got cold.
He's running 125-degree temperature.
Like, that guy is shredded. Looks good. Little red.
God, yeah, he must have been sweaty and just like hotter than hell. Oh,
That's a
Yeah.
shitty way to go. I mean, I can think of worse.
definitely.
But shredded, dude. So
Yeah, what do you
ripped.
do? I mean, like, even if he figured it out and got to the hospital, like, what could they do? I mean, hydrate. Like,
I mean,
how do you get the pee out of the pool, right? Like, how do you get the caffeine? How do you get the caffeine out of the system? Like, it's not
I don't know.
because if it's already liquid and it's like you could pump your stomach or something.
I was
but
gonna
you
say,
probably-
if you start puking, does that help, or is it already too late? Like it's already been processed.
yeah, is it already absorbed?
Because a cup of caffeine, like a cup of coffee,
That hits you pretty quick.
you feel it pretty damn quick. So
Yeah.
your body metabolizes caffeine, in my experience, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was donezo by the time he figured it out,
Oh.
and he wasn't dead when they got to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he died at the pronounced dead at the hospital. So maybe they just didn't pronounce him.
I wonder if like the EMTs even figured it out. Like if they saw like the 5-gallon bucket of caffeine off to the side.
He was a personal trainer though, like muscle memory, all that caffeine.
Probably had all that stuff.
He just keeps dabbing.
He's like just doing push-ups when they get there.
The body's just
They're like, I thought you called 911. He's like, yeah, I did, but I'm trying to burn off all this energy.
called 911.
He had to dial it a bunch. Kept misdialing. Oh, that's brutal, dude.
Yeah, well, you sent it in.
I know, but
You don't read these things.
no, I like
You
to be
just-
surprised.
You just send them in, and then I'm like, oh, what's this all about? Turns out it was a pretty shitty way to
Yeah.
go. I don't even know what prompted you to even want to send that in.
It said 200 cups of coffee, and that just,
So you were just trying to figure out how he drank 200 cups of coffee.
yeah.
I figured it out. It was all right there in the paragraphs.
No,
below that.
it did say
Like-
equivalent of 200 cups of coffee, and I didn't read the article, but I was curious because I was like, I assumed he took something illegal, not like an over-the-counter, because like I said, I'd never heard of powdered caffeine.
Yeah, no, just powdered caffeine.
Somebody's snorting that somewhere.
If they have it, Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I know that there's powdered caffeine, I'm also certain somebody snorts it.
Yeah.
Be careful, people.
Yeah. Be careful with your powdered caffeine.
Remember, milligrams,
Yeah.
not grams.
Use the tiniest little scooper in the set,
Yeah.
not the biggest one.
Yeah, use your keys, not a spoon.
Are you doing key bumps of coke? No, it's powdered caffeine.
It's Folgers. Yeah. These crystals are amazing. Oh, that kills
Keep
me.
it in the freezer.
Dude, I saw something the other day. Do you remember when I was telling you about the guy who was playing the violin over here by the
Vaguely.
grocery store?
Yeah, he was like, and there was an argument or something, right? Somebody was.
So there was.
He had an amp and everything.
Yeah, and he had a sign that said that, kids lost my job. Kids need internet for school, and he had a little kid there.
Yeah.
Who was like hanging out by the thing. And so I just thought, wow, this guy's like a virtuoso. I mean, he sounds flat out amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm thinking he's an educated dude and he's lost his job because how else could he play violin so well? And he's got his kid out there, which further just made me believe nothing to this. So this was probably about 6-7 episodes ago, maybe 8 episodes ago. And I was like, well, I feel pretty confident that there's no scam happening here.
Yeah.
So I felt good about it. And you guys were busting my balls like, no, you fell for it again, you stupid schmuck. And I'm like, no.
I still stand by that.
I still don't know. What's the scam?
He doesn't want to work.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
I mean, he can play the violin, and a lot of people, not a lot, but people can play the violin and sound good to average Joes like you and me, and they don't have to be
I'm telling
quote unquote virtuosos.
This dude was a virtuoso.
Okay.
No, like I don't proclaim to be an expert in the symphony.
What?
But what? But he was so good.
Okay.
I mean, like hitting changes.
Mary had a little lamb, hot cross buns. He's killing them all the greats.
All the hits, dude. All the hits. No, he was honestly. It sounded so good. So I'm I'm sitting on Reddit.
Did somebody yell at him or something? Am I making that up? What happened?
That part, no, there was
I
no
thought somebody was
controversy.
complaining because he was being loud.
But I was so impressed. I rolled up and gave him $5.
Nice.
I was like, this guy. Not only do I like his sign, like he's being honest. He just needs to get the internet bill paid for the kid. And there's the kid who looks like she's.
Why do you think that sounds honest?
That was your argument when I brought it up. That was your argument then.
Oh, it's written on poster board. It must be honest.
The handwriting, impeccable. I mean, boo-boo-esque.
Boo-boo-esque. Virtuosos can't lie. Everybody knows that.
Thank you. All right, so you're
it.
on my side now.
Yeah. I've come around.
Perfect.
This guy's a saint.
So I couldn't figure out how I was getting scammed, and you guys were like, "No, there's a scam there," and I'm just like, "Nah, I don't buy it." Well, then I'm on Reddit this week.
RVA?
It was no, not RVA, but I'm in a Reddit and they're talking about this new scam that's out there. And they're like, they call it the violin scam. And I'm like, no, please, God, no. And I look it up, and all of a sudden in the comments, there's a bunch of people from like Richmond, Central Virginia, all over. They're like, they're everywhere right now. They're playing violin everywhere. And then I start reading about this. It turns out that the amp, if you go over and really look at the dude, he's not playing the violin.
So you know so little about
yes! That I didn't pick up on the fact, because all I was letting my ears do the do the believing. And I'm like,
you weren't notice if his up and down strokes were like matching the notes, and him changing the angle of the bow was affecting anything.
And they're like the easiest way to tell is like when you watch like there should be like a certain amount of like treble, like when they go back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. But like
when
create
they
like
move their fingers
they
quickly,
create like vibrato with it, you know. And they're like, if you listen to it, you're hearing a tremendous amount of vibrato. Like they're like jiggling that string to make it perfect. And I'm telling you, I was hearing that. I was like, this guy is amazing. This cannot be a scam.
But you weren't watching.
I wasn't paying attention to his fingers.
Wow.
Because I was looking at the little kid and
Oh,
the
yeah.
sign, and I'm like, this is beautiful. Just beautiful. And I need to help this man. And I came out 500% my normal homeless guy tip.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
From
this,
1 to 5.
yeah, I was like, this dude gets a $5. And I was all proud. I was like, girls, before we head into that grocery store, I'm going over there. Look at that guy. I was like, do you girls know that girl? Because she was about their age.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I've never seen her. And I'm like, she must go to a different school.
She doesn't go to school.
No. She just pays.
She scams with her dad.
Yes. So apparently this scam, there's this company on the dark web or whatever the hell. They provide you with these tracks. And it's all these different tracks, and you can go from thing to thing, and you can easily move between them and play different things. So if people are talking to you, you can kind of shift a little. But they're like, go over there and ask him to just play like something very basic, like
Yeah.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But if you say you want to hear Bach, he can get to Bach
Yeah.
like pretty quickly through his little system and then play it.
Yeah, but if you say Mary had a little lamb, he's like,
He's humped.
I don't fuck with that.
He's humped.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, it's Paco Bell or nothing.
Yeah.
So apparently, as I'm reading down this scam, they're like, yeah, they'll always either have their wife or a child.
Distractions.
And so it makes it believable. And then they showed a picture of the guy doing the scam. It was literally the same outfit, same looking dude, like same.
Was it your guy?
It wasn't my guy, but I mean, like,
They have a uniform? Is
dude,
what you're saying?
they have a uniform. Like, this thing is dialed in. This scam is everywhere.
What's the uniform? Like, what's he dressed in?
It's like almost like a tracksuit.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, it's a nice tracksuit, though.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm out of work, but obviously I had money.
Yeah.
It's basically like a Russian oligarchy. look.
Nice.
You know?
So it's not like Adidas, but it's like a matching tracksuit.
Yeah, like it looks right.
Yeah.
Looks right. And then the way he's jamming, you're just like, wow. Like this guy had it going on at one point.
God, the balls to go out in public and do that. Like, I can't
to bring
imagine
your kid
trying
into
to
it.
fake that. Yeah, because your
Crushing
kid
it.
knows you can't play.
Yeah, but the kid's totally in on it.
Wow.
Like it's all part of it. And they even said in it, there's always a child or the wife, and they put them there to help bolster the fact that this is a family situation
Yeah.
that you're helping. And the signs always either say, just trying to get the rent paid this month, you know, out of work, hoping this won't be long term, or trying to get internet for the kids, or trying, and like there it was, like my sign, same uniform, same stuff, and I fell for it.
That's insane, dude. I'm glad you found out that you fell for it. That way you don't have to
No,
fall
but
for it again.
So on the air, I was arguing with you guys that there was no chance this was a scam, that I've been scammed enough, I've learned, and this one was real.
Yeah, but you always give people the benefit of the doubt. That's who you're always going to believe that person.
never.
You're always
Never again.
You will give money to the next scam you see.
No chance.
Assuming it's not a scam.
Never happened.
That's not true.
Never happened.
That's not going to happen.
As sure as I will bite my lip 3 more times in the next minute, it will never happen. It's not happening.
All right. You say it.
I am eyes wide open now.
Gosh. I guess the average person wouldn't pick up on that. I think I would pick up on that. I played a string instrument in school, so I kind of understand how they operate. So I think I would pick up on it.
I played a cello. I think I would have. I don't know, dude. Yeah, they're everywhere, dude. You just Google violin scam.
I'll have to look that up offline, off air, so I can check it out.
Oh,
But
these
they're everywhere.
buggers. Oh yeah. Yep, they're everywhere. I mean, I just looked up violin scam, and it's just
Lists of it.
yeah, it just keeps coming up. Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, whatever you got, man. Oh, in Florida they wear shorts.
Well, it's hot.
Yes, but so see, maybe it's not all the same. But the guy they showed, it may as well have been my guy. It could have been my guy. is how close it was. I was like, this is ludicrous.
You know, one dude's pissed. He's like, I started that scam, and all these guys are
That's my scam.
fighting my shit. That's my scam.
Well, they got me.
Come up with something else. Have you not seen him more than once?
He hasn't been back. I thought he must have gotten the internet.
It was a one-time thing, you thought?
Yeah, I figured he. But that's what it.
I collected my $35, so I got.
He said he was just doing it to get internet for his kid, and his
That's
kid was
awesome.
sitting there looking like she needed to go to school. She's not going to school.
No. She probably should have been in school when you saw her. It's probably during the day.
No, it was a Sunday. Look, she was a 35-year-old midget. And I just got completely. I got scammed. I'm furious. Like now that I know I was scammed, I'm just hurt.
The only people I've given any money to in the past few years is whenever we go somewhere and the bucket drummers are out.
But that's not a scam.
No.
There's no scam in that.
Well, there's it's not a scam. Some of them are talented. Some of them are just banging on shit.
yeah,
But either way, I'm like, you're trying. You're doing something.
that's what all I want is a homeless guy to hit a bucket.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, here you go. Otherwise, I'm not interested. So when the violin came out, I was like, now the buckets have gotten virtuoso status.
But how disappointing would it be if we found out the buckets were a scam? They had a speaker, and
They're not even hitting the buckets.
or they're hitting the buckets, but it doesn't sound like that. The ones that sound good are just overlay.
I'd be pissed.
I'd be very upset.
Because I seek out buckets.
Yeah,
I'm walking down the street. I hear buckets. I cross the street towards them.
yeah,
And I make sure they get a buck.
yep.
Oh, that better not be a scam. It's Lowe's is in on it.
There's a bunch of bucket drummers in the Richmond area.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
As well they should be, though. Like, that's a good hustle. It's
yeah,
a hustle.
that is a good
It's
hustle.
hustle versus scam. They're different.
Yeah, that is a hustle.
And I'll take a hustle all day. Unless they're hustling me. That's different. It's a hustle. That word could be used a couple different ways.
I saw
It's a homonym.
I saw a thing the other day that was about hustle, and it was this guy standing in a supermarket aisle, and he's pointing at the water. He's like, "You get 3 of these cases of water for $10. That's 72 waters." He's like, "You ice them down. You go out on the street corner, you sell them for $1 a pop, and you make $64 or $62." He's like, so don't say there's not money to be made out there. There's money. You just got to get off your ass and hustle for it. I'm like, well, he gets it.
That's it. That's not a scam. That's a hustle.
Yeah. It's a quick way. I mean, minus ice and coolers, that's a quick way to make $50.
I got us a beer.
Oh, is it deli time?
We just eked up to it.
A glass bottle. Good God.
Yeah, I'm going fancy here. And I tried something a little different. This is a red ale.
We haven't done a red ale in quite a while.
This is
If
Evolution.
ever.
Evolution's out of what? Salisbury, Maryland?
I have no idea. Yep, Salisbury, Maryland.
There you go. Evolution does some tasty beers.
5.9%.
This one's called Exile, and it's their red ale, which I'm cautiously optimistic about because, like I said, I like a good red ale.
I never run towards a red ale. I assume the worst with red ales.
I assume everything red's better. If I see red IPA, I go, ooh,
Oh, really?
finally, a good IPA.
I wonder why I feel differently. It's got a cool
Dude.
pirate ship on the front.
It's probably a schooner. Nope, it's not. I should have looked at it before.
Yeah,
I
you
opened
could have
my
looked
mouth.
at it.
Yeah, but I'd already thrown it in a koozie. I was like, it's a bridge too far. I looked at it. I was like, that's not. That's definitely like a pirate ship.
Interesting.
Trying to get a stink on it.
Interesting smell on it. Definitely smells red.
Yeah, that's a red ale.
Whew. A lot going on there.
Yeah. Very malty.
Lot, very.
Toffee?
Yeah.
Is that what that is in that first sip? I don't know that it's good. I just know that it's got a lot.
It's got a lot of flavor. A whole lot of malt flavor, like you said.
Red ale's always, ooh.
Mm.
It's almost like a brown ale.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. This is a good pod for the listeners.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
tell you what. Two dudes doing a deli, it makes it
Yeah.
harder, doesn't it?
Well, I'd safe bet that the other two, whoever they were, probably wouldn't vote too highly on this one.
Well, the abacus is literally texting us while we're recording. Is he not aware that we're recording?
You told him earlier on the group text.
Well, I agree with that, yeah.
Did he read said group text? Is he sending a Marco Polo?
No, he's sending like Instagram shit, but I don't have time to watch that right now.
Yeah, we're busy, Abacus.
I was hoping it was like an article, something useful
yeah.
to me. I'd be like, ooh, BMX
yeah.
bandits, what?
We could talk about that.
But no, it's like lifters.
This is a weird aftertaste mouth coat as well.
Yeah, it's not like offensive, but it's there.
It's not as bad as most IPAs, but it's definitely, it's not pleasant. It's not clean and crisp.
I tell you what, that toffee has turned into caramel. The more I'm drinking it, like it was a toffee like right away, and now that my mouth is adjusted, very caramelly.
They're not too far off though.
They're not, but one's more. It's not Heath Bar. It's going more Rolo. If
that is
that's how people who eat too much describe me. Little less Heath, more Rolo.
we know all the candies here, so we can just throw them out.
Yes,
and you'll get it.
Yes, I had another one of my late night binges last night where I opened up one of those peanut butter pretzel things. Those things are the death of me.
Yeah,
dude. From 1 to 2 a.m.
Just fistful of stuff.
Just fistfuls.
Eating them like popcorn.
Just woke up the next morning like, what have you done? There's just no reason. And it wasn't even like I was hungry. I just wanted I wanted that goodness. And then it was making my mouth so dry that I went and got a beer at 1 in the morning that I didn't need. Like I hadn't been drinking for a little bit. And I was like, oh, you know what I need?
A beer.
Yeah. And you know what I realized after the first sip and chew? Beer isn't the one you need.
No.
You need water.
Yep.
And I drank that whole beer in like 5 minutes because my mouth was so dry.
I drink water all day, every day. It's my number one with a bullet drink of choice.
Should be.
And I find it weird when people don't drink water and or like water. And a lot of people don't.
You know what you should try with it? 20 grams of powdered caffeine. It's so good. It'll
no matter when you wake up, that's how you start your day.
It'll do, dude.
Yeah.
It'll do. It's so good.
I'm interested in this powdered caffeine, honestly, because
be careful.
I know, but like think about
slippery slope.
People drink coffee for it, right? Well, most people drink coffee and then they add cream and sugar and all that stuff, so it's kind of negating it. And then people drink, the energy drinks, which has it, but that has other bad stuff, and or sodas, which has a ton of bad stuff. So, like, if you could just go liquid caffeine with water to your face, and it's like drinking a cup of coffee.
That's what my buddy in Wales said. R.I.P.
A little bit louder and faster, probably.
You got to try this, man. Wait, no, don't.
Yeah, because you can put that in anything, I guess. I guess it's odorless and tasteless.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently dissolves well. You can put 20 grams.
You can put up 1 pound of it in your
it'll still dissolve. You just get that sludge down.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Where did you find this beer?
I don't even recall. I've literally had it sitting outside for a couple weeks.
I can't imagine you buying this.
I just remember looking at it and going, ooh, red ale. Just because we don't have enough red ales. And then when an impromptu podcast pops off on a Sunday night, you're glad you have it.
Well, I'm glad we have it for the premise, but I'm not glad that I have to drink it.
Yeah. Evolution has some good. They have a spring beer they'll release every so often. So if you find it, it's called like Sprung.
Good.
It's one of the best. And so based on how much
what kind is it? What kind of beer is it?
It's if you had to put it in a classification, you'd put it closer to like a wheat ale.
Okay.
But it's not supposed to just be a wheat ale, but it's phenomenal.
Interesting.
Really, really good.
Have to look for that.
But if you tried their Exile, it's the new red ale.
Yeah, well, I've tried it.
Yeah,
I've tried it.
The best.
It's something.
So I mean, do you have enough of an opinion to dog it?
Yeah. Yeah. After my first sip, I could have done that.
I like the caramel. I really do.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
The taste overall. It's not. This is another weird one. Like, I could see someone loving this. It's just not my style of beer.
So, you know who would love this is a guy like Terrence from Penny Lane Pub.
Oh yeah,
because he loves all that British crap, and you'll see him drinking like Newcastle.
Yeah.
All the time. Like he loves a Newcastle brown ale.
Yeah.
What this is a Newcastle where the nuttiness has been replaced with the sweetness.
Yeah.
That's basically this. Somehow when it fades from brown to red, it goes from nutty to sweet.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
That's a good description.
That's basically it.
Yeah. But again, this isn't my style of beer. I'll go ahead. It's not bad.
Not hateful.
It's not hateful. It's not bad. It's not offensive. You can drink the whole thing. It's not gross. But I can't give it. I don't even want to give it 2.5 because 2.5 is like average and good. I would not buy this and seek this out. So I guess I go below 2.5 and go 2.
Speak the truth. So you're going 2. I'm actually going the opposite direction from the 2.5. I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
Because of the malty sweetness. I think as far as red ales go, they've done a pretty good job.
It probably does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably exactly what they want out of it.
There's literally not a hop to be found.
Yeah.
So, there's no effervescence. There's no lager profile.
Nope.
None of that shit. It's a sweet, caramelly, malty beer. And if you can...
It's probably pretty dark.
If you can respect that, then it's a pretty good example of that. So if you find yourself going out and buying Newcastle Brown, well... Stop listening.
Try something different.
Yeah. but if you're a Newcastle person, but you'd rather have more caramel than nut, this is probably a 4.5 for you.
So weird drinking out of a glass bottle. So rare these days.
It does seem to be fewer and farther between. But I think this is better than a 2.5 because I see the redeeming qualities in it. I just am not a fan of that particular style.
Well, I think it's funny that it still nets at a 2.5. Like
that's what I'm saying. I like it. I like that you gave it a 2 because I wanted to give it a 3, but I didn't want it to end up with a 3.
Yeah,
because that seems a little high.
Yeah.
So 2.5 sounds fine. So yeah,
there you go.
It's a 3 for the Evolution Craft Beer Exile for
2.5.
So 2.5 for the group. And if we had more people here,
I think it would still be a 2.5. Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. Well, disappointment all around, but not hate.
I still like beer that tastes like beer. And this just doesn't.
But it depends where you grew up, I guess.
Yeah, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. Terrence would be like, that's a pretty good beer.
Yeah, it's a pub beer.
Yeah, he'd be wrong.
Yeah.
But he's wrong. He's British.
Yes. Second place.
Always wrong. Second place. Respect that. Still holding down my Irish brethren, so.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a little animosity there for me, unfortunately. Dude, speaking of holding down, I don't want to get all political.
Speaking of Terrence, I did go by there with my family last week. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but.
You haven't mentioned it.
He showed us a good time. Had my sister and niece in from out of town, and we went and had a late lunch, early dinner there after the VCU game, and Terrence was there and took great care of us. And
well, when do you have a bad time at Penny Lane Pub?
Never.
It's probably, if you're looking for a real pub,
yeah,
it's the pub.
So my niece and my sister had never been there before because they live in Virginia Beach, and they thought it was the coolest place ever.
Well, it about is.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're looking for that,
we're spoiled because we go,
yeah.
But like you forget like how cool everything is there. Like gave them the tour, like the food was good. Terrence sat us by the fireplace, like it was cool as shit.
Penny Lane's the worst place to go to for dancing.
Yes.
And the best for drinking.
Yeah.
Hanging out with your buddies. Talking.
I've never been overseas. You have, so you would know. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure the pub is designed to be a pub.
It's a pretty good approximation of
a pub?
Yeah, of a pub.
Yeah.
You know, it's not – it's never going to have, like, the true Irish, British pub only
that's
because
set neighborhoods.
That's the only difference, right?
Yeah.
Like the look, the vibe, but it's not those people.
Yeah.
That's the only
But
difference.
it kind of is because it's kind of the same people that go all the time. So they kind of, but it's not people that live in
It's
the
a
same
neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
Yes, very much. But when you're over there, you get that extra added, oh, snap. Like I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by Brits or Irish folk,
Yeah.
and they're doing their Irish thing, and I'm hearing accents. That's the difference.
Well, and
That's all you're
it's
missing.
your local pub, and it's like you know everyone in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's
and
all
you
you're
probably
missing.
walk there or
It
bike
looks like
there. Yeah.
the pubs over there. It feels right. Food's better.
Yeah. Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Saying Penny Lane's is better food because the food over there it's really bad.
really British
Yeah.
and Irish.
The only time you get good British and Irish food is when the dude comes out and the accent is not British or Irish. That's all you're looking for, you know.
He's put a little stank on, a little flair, a little spice.
You just want to hear like
Their food's notoriously bland, right?
yeah, you want to hear like an Indian accent come
Yeah.
out from the kitchen and you're like, now we're dancing.
Yeah.
Shawarma. Like that's how you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You don't want that British Irish accent. Those people boil shit, dude.
All together.
It's horrible. Like the deep fryer saved their ass.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise it was just boiled. And at least Terrence can they do everything.
Yeah.
They deep fry very well though.
Yeah.
In true British fashion.
Their fish and chips are amazing.
If you're into fish and chips, yes. Yeah. It's the only place I eat fish and chips. I don't like fish and chips.
Oh really?
I eat theirs.
Yeah.
Like mostly because their tartar sauce is dope.
I like fish and chips, but I don't get it at most places because I know most places do a piss poor version of it, but I almost always get it at the pub because I know it's delicious.
We just impromptu plugged Penny Lane.
Well, he's worth it.
I'm just saying that's not paid for.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That is a damn good pub. We got to get it back over there.
Yes.
Let's get a new board and record from Penny Lane.
For sure.
Break it in at Penny Lane.
Definitely.
That would be sweet.
That would be awesome.
I had a topic I wanted to talk. What the fuck happened?
Oh, I derailed you. Sorry. Well, I don't know what you were going to talk about either.
Oh, I do. I remember now. I know not getting political, but there's no denying that Russia has invaded the Ukraine.
Wait, what?
No, Ukraine. It's not the Ukraine. I've learned that. As I'm trying to get woke about the Ukraine.
Yeah,
they're
but
not
if you
the
say
Ukraine.
if somebody were to say Russia invaded the USA, that's not offensive.
I'm just telling you, they give a shit.
Okay.
It's not the Ukraine. Like, that bothers them. It's
Okay.
just Ukraine. I don't know
Hey.
why that is.
I don't know either, but I don't want to piss them off. Those guys seem pretty badass.
To the point that CBS Sunday Morning, did a little, interlude about that.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's not the Ukraine, it's Ukraine. I was like, all right.
You think they'd have bigger fish to fry right now as than worry about if Americans are calling it Ukraine or the Ukraine?
Valid point. Well, you heard about these people. Young Jimmy sent me this originally, and I was kind of excited about this. Like, people are trying to figure out how to help people in Kiev and all these cities. And what they're doing is they're booking Airbnbs all over the cities.
And not going?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they're literally people.
So you're funding, you're siphoning money to individuals that need help.
Yeah. You're like, I know you live there. I don't know you.
Yeah.
But I know you're in the heart of the city in an area that is being attacked. I would like to rent your place for this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And then they're just donating the money. And then it says right there, I will not be showing up. Good luck.
Yeah.
And so a couple people started doing that, putting it on Reddit. Like, hey, this is how I'm trying to help individuals. Because you give money to the Red Cross or some humanitarian effort, then the money
notoriously known for.
Yeah, they're going to get 10% is going to end up in the hands of who needs it. And so they're like, well, I know I'm going to lose 5% off the top to Airbnb or whatever, but 95% or 90% of my money still ending up in the hands of that person.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do anything. It just transfers to their account.
Here's a hint. If you're going to do that, don't leave a 1-star review and talk about oh, this place sucks. It's getting bombed all the time.
No walls.
Yeah. Only 2 of 4 walls will not come back.
Waffle maker didn't work.
Yeah. Be cool. 5-star.
5-star.
Yeah.
Don't be 4 stars. Everything was good. Very responsive to my needs, but no wall. You're not funny, Troy.
I shouldn't have said that. That's on me.
No, but so that's something people are
That's
doing.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to get money directly into the hands of somebody who obviously, because you can look on the map. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's an area that's in trouble right now.
That's crazy.
I'm going to be in your place this weekend, but I'm not showing up. But then the other thing that they did, the actual army, the Ukrainian army, reached out to civilians and were like, hey, if you have DJI drones, we need them.
Oh, drones.
Yes. So
It all goes back to drones at the Pout House.
So I love my drones. So they reached out and they put something out on social media. They're
DJI
like,
is like the top-notch drone,
yeah,
civilian.
unfortunately, Chinese.
Yeah.
So at any given time, Putin could be like, hey, buddy, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Have
Take
all those,
over
have
control
all
of.
have all those drones just fly over to this base and land.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. But they specifically called out, they were like, if you have like DJI minis, because the minis are like, they're really small. So they're under 249 grams or ounces. Ounces, maybe that's ounces. I don't know. Under 249.
Whatever.
Because
Let's ask our buddy with the caffeine.
yeah, yeah. Hey, is that grams, ounces, or what is that? Well, pounds.
Pounds. Okay,
Yeah.
it's under 250
Yeah.
pounds. Thanks for narrowing
You're
it down.
wrong. But so the government has a rule in like all kinds of countries where anything over 250 grams, ounces, whatever it is.
Yeah, like we have a size and weight regulation on ours, right? In the
Mhm.
United States. And they're probably, every country's different or whatever, but
No, so the standing rule is anything over 250
units.
Now I really need to look it up. I'm gonna just do a quick search.
It's got to be, I don't know.
So-
Ounces would be a lot of weight, though, wouldn't it?
It's 249 grams.
Grams.
So anything over 250 grams, you have to register with the government, and then they know where it is. They've got your ID number. They've got all the information because that's just too big of a drone to have near, like,
Yeah,
airports.
because drones immediately, once they got popular and affordable, people started using them to do shady shit.
Yeah. So
Drop contraband in prison, spy on people,
And if it's gonna be big
fly
enough-
into planes and do damage.
they're just too big.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have a civilian with that kind of power,
Yeah.
just
And surveillance.
dummy out there just doing it. So as soon as they established these laws where you have to, like, register it, do all this stuff, well, DJI came out with the Mini with 249 grams.
Just right.
Sweet little drone, dude. 4K footage, can go out like 6 miles from you and still give
Yeah.
you perfect back to your controller. You see
Nice.
everything. Then they came out with the DJI Mini 2, even better.
Nice.
The DJI Mini 3 is slated to come out in April.
And then what's coming out after that?
I would guess
The
the 4.
Mini 4?
That's how it
How'd you
works.
guess
I
that?
think that's how it works. They may actually call this one the 2S, but now you're getting me down into the weeds. So the Ukraine was like, and I'm Ukraine reached out and they were like, hey, any civilians who have these, we have an entire task force that this is what they do, and we could use your help. And now people from all over the world are shipping
Oh, damn.
like DJI Minis over there, and they've got like a whole
Like
slew
used
of them.
ones or like,
Yeah,
just
like
buying
theirs.
brand new ones and Amazoning them to them?
No, people are just sending theirs.
Oh, wow.
Like, here comes mine. And this way it's like all compatible batteries and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And like, so they're creating like a whole task force of surveillance drones out of these because they're unregistered. It's like having a gun with your serial number,
Yeah.
scraped off. So they got all these that are completely unregistered and can fly out 6 miles
Wow.
and go check this stuff out. And Ukrainian government like knows
If
how
they
to
capture them or something too, they won't know anything.
there's nothing
It's a
to
toy.
it.
It's a toy.
Yeah, it's just transmitting the
Yeah.
image back, so they can go up and be like, "All right, how far is that convoy, or where are they?" Or,
Yeah.
So people are sending them all over, and they were like, "There's a bunch of guys a bunch of Finnish guys who flew over there with like 1,500 of them, dropped them off to the military. It's kind of the nerds are doing their part.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I'm digging it, and the only reason I know about this because I'm like so, me, I want
Tied into drones.
yeah, and I just keep looking
About
for
that
this.
drone life.
I want that Mini 3 badly.
What? How
want it-
much is it?
They're usually about $500, the minis, 400, 500. And this one, though, is supposed to have obstacle avoidance systems, and they say it's going to have increased range.
I know a way you can make some quick cash. You got an amp and a violin.
You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I know that way, too. In fact, I've already started investing. I'm 5 in. I got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
Yeah, quite literally, I already have 5 on it. Damn
Dude,
it.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
So, I hope it helps.
The funny thing is, though, that they're saying, they're like, we don't need you. Like, we don't want you trying to help us. We have trained professionals. We do not have enough drones for them to fly. Please send them. I just thought it was kind of interesting that they were specifically calling out, this is the one we really want, because
well, like you said, you want all the same, so they're all compatible.
Yeah, but they're even accepting the larger drones. Those ones, though, can actually deploy
can carry shit
stuff.
Yeah,
like there was someone the other day who flew a DJ. They got busted at the Mexican border. They were flying over
contraband,
just tons of drugs. They just keep flying these things up and then just dropping the stuff at waypoints.
You park 2 miles from the checkpoint and then you fly 2 miles past it. And you can go so far, so high, you can't even be seen. It doesn't take long for those things to get out of your eyesight. I've been on job sites with them, and I'll be like, I don't see that thing, and they're like, yeah. It's gone.
And those are big ones.
Yeah.
Imagine a mini.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing's like the size of a phone.
Yeah.
And it goes up and it's just gone. I mean, immediately.
Pretty wild.
It is wild. And the way they're linking back, they got this new OcuLink technology. It's stupid. Like, it used to be over like Wi-Fi. Now they have a dedicated like band that they're using to beam it back. You'll have a perfect HD signal 7 miles out.
Technology is so wild, dude. It was like not long ago we were watching like
black and white TVs.
Wired in cable on a 32-inch television that was fuzzy as hell.
Which was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, those I mean, I'll always remember the first 32-inch television I got. It was probably 2003, 2004, and I thought it was like sitting in front of a damn movie screen.
It's still, I agree with you. It's horrible though how like spoiled we've gotten. Because in my mind I hear 27-inch and I'm like, that's a good size screen.
Yeah.
And then I walk into the store, like I remember when I was buying TVs for in here, I bought a 44-inch, or the size of the ones on the outsides here. And everyone was like, that sucks. I caught more flack.
Too tiny, right? Too small.
For getting 44. They're like, that's ridiculous. I'm like, that is massive.
Yeah.
In my mind.
What are the two outside ones are 44s? What's the...
Those are 50s in the center.
But that's not what you started with. We started like 40 inches or something, right?
That's a 40 over there.
Is that what we started with here in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the first TV that ever went up. I mean, you remember originally when this place was built, back at the old place, it was 27-inch TVs. I had built a massive corner case that could hold...
like 2x4s and like actual wood, because it was like, it was going to have 800 pounds on it.
Because I had to create a custom setup, and it literally had 27-inch TV, and then like a gigantic 32-inch TV in there.
You had that first flat screen tube on it.
Sony Trinitron.
Yeah.
that thing right there, when it came out, cost more than all the TVs in here combined.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
That was like, what, $3-4 grand probably?
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
And it was a 32-inch TV that was awesome and 700 pounds.
It's so front-loaded.
Oh, it's horrible.
All the weight was in the very front 2 inches of that
I couldn't get anyone to take that TV.
No.
And in fact, I still have a 50-inch DLP.
Oh, nice.
Which is like had this little processor that would just beam it off of mirrors onto the screen. I couldn't get anyone to take that, so it's still...
I had a 40-inch one of those that I thought was
I just refused to get rid of it, though.
Yeah.
Like, I got rid of all, like, the big tube ones, but that one, I'm like, look, this is fairly light. It's like 50 pounds, and it's a 50-inch screen. No one would take it, so I actually changed the lamp on it not long ago.
Where is it?
It's in the garage just sitting there. But I was able to get such a deal on a lamp and you literally just pull the unit out and stick a new one in. And I'm like, that's a brand new TV that no one would ever want.
That's crazy.
Full 720p HD. Which that is like the pissant of pissants these days.
I remember when I had that 40-inch DLP, like it had picture-in-picture, and I loved it. And now picture-in-picture's gone.
Which I wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of picture-in-picture.
I love picture-in-picture.
Like, that's a pretty sweet little feature.
Yeah. You notice a lot of sporting events are going to that.
What do you mean?
They don't cut away. They do dual screens, and they'll
show the ad over
here.
here.
They'll show the ad on one side, and then like the timeout and what's going on at the game.
Which I'm good with.
Yeah, that's pretty genius.
Allow me to see more of the, even though nothing good's happening.
Nothing good's happening, but you're still like, I'm still watching the sport.
The worst part is when they cut away every time a streaker comes out.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to see, like, I wish they would just go to picture-in-picture on a streaker.
Yeah.
But they don't want to promote it.
They stopped even like the color commentary and the announcer stopped even announcing that there were streakers on the field.
Yeah, the most you'll hear is, "Oh, we've got a fan on the field.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, nice socks." It's like, what?
You can YouTube it where like back in the day there was like hilarious announcers calling like,
oh yeah, what was that lady named Morticia, the Kissing Bandit?
Oh yeah,
Is that her name? Something?
Yeah, something like that.
And she would come out and kiss people. She ended up becoming famous because they weren't cutting away at that time.
Yeah.
They would show her come out, her boobs bouncing. She'd run across. She'd kiss them.
Yeah, there's like one where like it's at a football game. The guy's like, he's at the 20. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's going. He could go all the way. Like just like calling it like a touchdown.
See, that's fun.
Entertaining.
Unfortunately, we can't do it. But fortunately now everyone has a camera in their pocket. So you just have to go on Twitter.
Yep.
And then you can see the dude's butt cheeks as he screams across
there
the
you
field.
go.
You know? Just enough. You just don't get an HD.
How does anyone think they get away with anything anymore?
There's DJI minis flying everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't get away with anything.
Your phone and your watch and everything tracks you all the time.
Everything.
Your car's tracking you. I mean, everybody's recording you. There's a ring on every house. Like,
that's why I just keep going older in my cars.
Yep.
One day when I need to bug out, I'll be able to bug out. I hope. Of course, the cars probably won't run.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm a mechanic. I got a
You
Dickies
are.
jacket,
You got a Dickies
so I can
jacket?
change all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yep.
So I can fix it.
Yeah. You got a couple wrenches and a screwdriver, and you're good to go.
That's all I've ever needed. And a tin can.
Tin can.
Fixing that exhaust
some
with the
heat
tin
tape.
can was actually one of the more brilliant things I ever did.
Is it still like that?
No, had to replace it. Tin can doesn't hold up very long.
You replaced the whole exhaust?
Whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But I needed the money. I didn't have the money. What I did have was empty cans.
You just got to learn to play the violin.
You son of a bitch. You're going to keep going back to this.
I'm just saying it works.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that it works, but that's not cool.
Make a cello. You're a cello guy.
Could you imagine if I was standing out there with a cello? Had my kids out
You have to
there.
be sitting out there with a cello.
Actually, I bring my wife's little French bulldog.
Oh, there you go.
You know, set him up, be like saving up for hearing aids.
Get my deaf dog fixed.
Trying to get him to hear. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Clap
whoop,
right
whoop.
behind him. He won't know.
He won't know. He can't even hear this beautiful cello
Yeah.
music.
You stop and talk and do your pitch, and the music's still playing. You're like, oh,
Milli Vanilli'd it. Damn it.
I just have a background, you know. I'm playing over it. You guys get it.
That's the move.
Yeah.
That's the move. Yeah, I'm just playing the bass notes.
I'm just one guy. I don't have a whole symphony here.
I couldn't do that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Use your brain, people. Drop a $5.
It's clearly not a scam. The dog is deaf.
Yeah, that's for real.
We do need the money.
Did not make that up.
Dude, that poor dog, because all he sees, you know, all his whole world is seeing
Yeah.
and smelling. And so that is it. And so he's absolutely batty when it comes to what he sees and smells. And so recently,
Does he get scared because he doesn't hear? Like, if he's
little
asleep and like he wakes up and you're in front of him or something.
he
like,
wakes up and barks. Like, because he just wakes up and then like mellows out. So like anytime he wakes up, he gets panicked and barks. But he's discovered shadows in the last couple months. And he can't figure out where these things are going.
Yeah.
It's like he's like fucking Peter Pan chasing shadows all over, trying to
Yeah.
catch them. And so, like, if something's waving outside
A
and it's
flag
creating a
or
shadow on the
branch
street,
or something.
oh man, he loses it. The floor's got a shadow moving around, and he can't stop chasing it. Well, my wife got this little dog, this new collar, and it came with these two little, just little like silver pieces that hang off of it. You know, kind of like a tag, but they're not. It's just like the brand name. And he would lay in the sun.
Oh, and light would reflect off
And
of
so
it?
he would wake up, and then the light would reflect off, and there'd be a light on the ground.
Yeah. Be like pointing a flashlight or a laser at the ground.
Oh, man. So, like, there's this day last week, I'm sitting in my office, and I keep hearing him like, oh, oh, oh. And he's like,
Freaking out?
yeah,
Like
and I'm
having
like-
a panic attack.
yeah. And so I'm like, what the hell is going on, you know? And I go downstairs, and, like, it's just wet. Like, it's just wet.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm like, this son of a bitch is pissing everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I find him in the other room, and he's just standing there where the light's coming through the window, and this damn collar is reflecting all over, and he's seeing it, and he's so geeked out, he's drooling at a tremendous rate, just drooling and whimpering.
He feels like the world's mocking him or something.
And he can't find it, and he's like, he'll like slam his face into the ground where it is, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, and just more drool.
Face is all hurting.
Having a full-blown mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And there's drool everywhere. I was about to whoop his ass for peeing, and then I felt bad when I found
Yeah.
him. I had to go get some needle nose pliers, pry those things off
Oh,
of
did
him.
you take him off?
Hell yeah, he was
Yeah.
losing. He was going to be insane by the end of the day.
Yeah.
I would have been
I didn't know
better
if you
off-
like took him upstairs or like shut the blinds or something.
No, I stuck him in a room with mirrors and more light.
I bet your wife was not happy about you ruining her bougie collar.
I didn't give a shit. I
Yeah.
explained it to her as soon as she got home. I was like, the name brand on your name brand collars for
Yeah.
your French Bulldog is gone because he was going to have a nervous breakdown. There was drool all over the house as he just whimpered and tried to figure out, how do I get this demon?
That poor dog.
Oh, he's just laser focused on what he can smell and what he can hear,
I
or
was
what he
a-
can see.
I was over at Buddy's house the other night, and he's got a beautiful golden retriever, and that dog for just hours would just stop and literally start chasing his tail and biting its own tail, and it would be holding his own tail in his mouth.
He
and
could get it,
spinning,
though.
yeah, and spinning at a tremendous rate, and I'm like, how does this dog not get it? Like, seriously.
They don't figure it out. And someone was telling me the other day that when a dog, like if a dog chases a laser, like a cat, if he chases a laser and then you turn it off,
Yeah.
the cat's like, well, we've won.
Yeah.
And they move on. Whereas a dog is like, it's still got to be here somewhere.
Yeah.
And like they keep thinking about it and they'll just fixate on it. And this little dog, in all of his neurosis and lack of hearing, he's more fixated than anything I've ever seen. Hence the drool.
Think it's like
everywhere.
a protection thing? Like, think he's protecting his space and is like thinking he's under attack or something?
I don't know what he is. I can't possibly tell you what this dog's doing. It's a
S show.
yeah. It's a nice way to put it. I mean, part of me wanted to leave
My
it
dog,
on.
my little dog will chase a laser.
Yeah, I thought dogs weren't supposed to chase lasers.
Yeah. They're not as smart as we think they are.
No, we put a lot of that
We
on
do.
them
We do.
because we're like, oh, that's my dog. He loves
Yeah.
me. I love him. And then we just go, oh, look, it's sad. Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
No, they were just designed to have those droopy eyes so that we
Yeah.
would take care of it. It's like they say that babies learn to smile very early.
Because they're seeing us smile all the time.
Oh, it's just so that dads, because moms already have a connection.
Uh-huh.
The baby smiling is all about creating a connection with the dad. It's involuntary for the baby.
Interesting.
It just makes the dad go, "Oh, that won't kill it."
I just thought humans make so many stupid, silly faces at kids. They just were mirroring the...
They don't even understand how to. It's involuntary.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it naturally just happens.
Yeah, it's not like they're looking at themselves in a mirror and like figuring it out.
No, it just happens, and it's one of the first things that a baby can do, because the theory
It's
is
a wild
that,
theory because it's not like if my baby didn't smile, I would have killed it.
No, but that's
but
back in the day when Cro-Magnon, man.
yeah,
You come in and you're like, we can't feed this.
yeah.
This is just another problem, and it's like now the wife isn't out.
And that wife's really worried about it, and not me.
It's fucking up the whole thing.
Well, in nature, that shit still happens, right? Like a lot of animals kill their.
Hell yeah, yeah. And so the human baby will smile,
Yeah.
and then the dad goes, oh, it's connecting with me. It gets it. Like that's mine, and that's what helps.
Interesting.
Our Cro-Magnon as a man's brain go, okay.
Weird.
Yeah, and that's why dogs have those stupid droopy eyes. Like they just look at you all sad.
Well, and the inbreeding.
Well, that helps. That helps.
We were watching the Westminster some dog show the other day, and it's like I was just sitting there with the wife. I was like, these are weird. Like this is so weird. You're basically like winning an award that basically says now I will get to be rich because I get to breed this already inbred dog into more fucking.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
His sister got second.
Yeah.
Have him fuck her.
Yeah, and it's like, so, like, we give human sports like gymnastics and ice skating and diving where there's, like, judges involved. You're like, it's so weird. Well, like, the dog shows are even weird. It's just, like, one person. And they're like,
yeah,
I like this one.
Yeah, winner. They just point. They look around and go, you, and you. Run around.
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes down to the stupid ass handler too.
Yeah.
You know, you ever watch that movie Best in Show?
I have not, but I've heard it's amazing. I know I've only heard good things about it.
If you want to go down this road, it's pretty damn funny.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's worth what if you can get behind kind of those mockumentaries.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's certainly worth
I can
their
definitely
time.
laugh at something like that.
I tried to make the kids watch it the other day.
Probably went over their head.
I ended up having to change it because, like,
is it more crass than you remembered it?
3 minutes in, they were like, he likes to watch us have sex. And I was like, ah, damn it. I was like, shit. It's like, these jokes are funny. But
yeah, I was going to say, there's probably some, like, spay and neuter, dog ball jokes in there, like some breeding jokes.
Oh, there's all that. And then, what's his name from SCTV? Now he's in Schitt's Creek.
Levy.
The dad.
Dan Levy.
So, well, the dad.
Yeah.
So
I think this is his name, Dan.
I thought that was the son.
I don't know. I know you're talking about dad. Yeah.
Yeah. He was also in American Pie. You know, he's the dad in that.
He was also in Armed and Dangerous.
He's in everything. He's one of the greatest. But so he's the dude in there. He literally has 2 left feet.
Oh my god!
Like, so literally, so
is he a handler?
No. And then he ultimately does have to handle the dog, and he's like, "But I can't turn that way." It's like a big thing. But his wife is Catherine O'Hara, so also Schitt's Creek, the mom.
Oh wow!
But she is like
Dan is the son. You are correct.
It's Eugene Levy.
Eugene, yes.
So, but she's like a total slut. Like she's banged everybody.
Also in Beetlejuice.
Yes. So, but in that movie, she's a slut, and like so that immediately came to light too. And I'm like, all right, this dog's watching people fuck, and this chick is fucking
she's a whore.
Everybody. And so like everybody she meets, they'll be like, I know you. Do you like Applebee's, Bathroom 72?
Oh,
and she'd be like, Craig. But so they were starting to pick up on those jokes. I was like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, you gotta shield the girls from that. A few more years,
and then it's like all bets are off.
Yeah,
because you can't shield them forever, man. Life is life,
dude. I want to. My boys are about your kids' age. Yours are a little bit older, 12 and 10, and I want them to start watching. I was watching some crash shit back when I was their age, and I want to watch some of these movies with these boys that I grew up watching. And it's like, I gotta wait, man. I gotta wait. I just can't do it yet.
I'm excited for the day that I can put on some of those, though.
What is the age? Like 13, 14 maybe?
Let's go 13.
Both of our second kids will watch those as soon as the first one's old enough.
Yeah, I think 13, though. Like, I think I'm only a year out before I'm starting to be like, governor's off. But I mean, for the most part, we're not going to watch Debbie Does Dallas.
But you're going to if your 13-year-old's watching, your 12-year-old's going to watch.
Except for the fact that she doesn't ever want to watch the shit
Uh-huh.
that we want to watch. She's still like video game.
I think my
She's on her
10-year-old
computer.
can handle some of the stuff better than my 12-year-old, actually.
And that's always the catch. A lot of
Yeah.
it comes down to, like, I can't blanket statement an age.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm watching up there, but it keeps throwing me for a loop, man. My
Yeah.
apologies.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah, I have some friends that we hang out with all the time, and they let their kids watch everything, dude. Everything.
Like, we're going to watch The Departed tonight.
I don't know if they've seen that, but they've seen Die Hard, like all these movies, and they're younger than they're the age of your youngest
I mean,
daughter.
is that bad, though? I don't know.
A lot of killing, a lot of swearing. I mean, is that bad or not? That's up to you.
I don't know. I don't know at what age that I need to, allow the governor to be off. But it's coming soon because, look, they hear this stuff.
Yes.
They know this stuff. They're not
We
stupid.
say a lot of it.
Yes.
We try not to.
I try very hard.
You and I both do not openly say things we shouldn't
No,
for the most part.
My girls made a comment the other day, actually. Made me feel pretty good, but then still like, I guess we're not knocking it out of the park. But they were like, well, I mean, Dad doesn't cuss. Mom cusses all the time.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, I felt good for a second. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, we're kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
So it's like they hear it all, though. And they're like, when Dad cusses, he's really mad.
Yeah.
So I was
That's how
like,
I
good.
am.
That's what I should be. Because in real life, I curse too much. They
Yeah.
say there's only 2 times they ever hear me curse. They go, when he's on work calls and when he's really, really mad.
Do you cuss on work calls?
With
Certain people.
coworkers.
Yeah.
Not with, like, if it's just a coworker and I on a call, I'll be like, shit, okay, we got to figure this out. You know,
Yeah.
like, I'll just speak freely. Obviously not in a professional setting. I'm not
Yeah.
going to curse. But, if we're just talking. But they hear me because I'm working from home all the
Yeah.
time. So they hear far more than I would like. What can you do?
What can you do? I always told my kids they weren't bad words, they were adult words.
That's probably a better way to put it.
That way you're not considered bad for saying these words. It's just there'll be a time when you can say it. And actually, if you're saying it with your friends and I don't hear about it, that's on you anyway.
Don't get caught.
Just don't let me hear about it.
Don't get caught.
Yeah, I don't want the
You know?
teachers or some other parents
Put the
saying,
bow on the violin. Don't get caught.
Exactly.
Make it look real. Don't be a jackass.
Yeah. Nobody likes that.
Yes. Oh, I hear the music.
Yeah. I guess we're getting played off stage.
I didn't even do that.
No.
Well, then I guess that's that.
Guess that's it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, week out. We certainly do appreciate you. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, do it. Write a review.
Write a review. We could use it.
Do it. Spotify has reviews. I think we have 1 on there now. Kicking ass.
Yeah.
Taking names.
I'm just worried about Apple.
Yeah, you didn't get it this week,
I
but
didn't
other
get it,
people
yeah.
did. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
It's all falling apart.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to send us topics, please do so at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. Or you can always find us on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. Or you can always find our Facebook page. We check that probably more often than the others because we're old.
Yes.
And if you haven't had a chance to send us money, that means you probably don't have money, so be cool. Don't send your money. But if you have too much discretionary money, feel free to send it to us on our Venmo.
It doesn't even have to be a lot.
What's-
At Inside the Pallet House.
That's the one.
I mean, it doesn't have to be $50. We've gotten $50, but we'll take a $5. We'll take a $10.
I'll take 5 all day.
Yeah.
That would replace the money I had to spend on that
Exactly.
stupid violin. Apparently, that was fake.
If everyone sent in $5 for less than a cup of coffee a day.
Isn't that the truth? We got to get Sarah McLaughlin to play
That's
this song.
right.
Thank
I
you.
will remember you.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?